Right, folks. Sorry about the slight delay. Hope some of you have been out flying, had a good day. In anticipation of a good retrieve, good XC day, I thought I'd just do a recap of this system for the benefit of old users and new users and people who've never heard of it before. So I'll be sharing this. It's been recorded. It'll go up on YouTube. So yeah, first, just I don't want to do too much sort of boring technical stuff. I want to get into a demo pretty quickly, but I think it would be useful to just a little bit of history about it and what it does. So it came into being in May 2015, so it's 6 years old now almost. And what happened was I was at Froster, and it was a really frustrating day. A bunch of us were there, and there was nothing really happening, and a little like breeze came through, and I lobbed off and took off, flew around for like 10 minutes, and then bottom landed. And whilst I was packing up and walking back up the hill, the one good thermal came through of the day, and the likes of Alex Coltman and co went sort of like 200 kilometers, I think. I eventually got up again and just flopped over the back to Selsley. The wind was quite southwest at that point, so I just landed on Selsley Common, hitched back, and I thought, right, I'm going to do some hitching now, some retrieve driving. And I drove, I don't know, a few miles, 5-10 miles to collect someone. Might have been Tim Carr, actually. I got back to the hill only to find out via looking at Telegram or something that I think it was Rich Harding had landed just a mile or two further, or a mile or two further, let's say, than Tim Carr. I can't remember exactly, and I could have easily picked him up as well. So I was just trying to put a positive spin on my disappointment, and I was thinking there's got to be a way of doing this better. And to start with, we used Glimpse. That was a bit complicated, and it didn't really have a great sort of buy-in. And then I'd been chatting to Alan Birtles, I don't know if any of you have been using Telegram since the early days of Telegram, like 2014, 2015. Telegram only had 50 users in a group, I think, or maybe 100. And so Alan Birtles had written this little Telegram bot that actually linked two Telegram groups together. So if we had more than 50 people, they could go into like the overflow group, and any messages sent to one were relayed to the other group, and vice versa. So I knew Alan knew a bit about coding on Telegram. And so I said, well, what about if we can, drop pins in a Telegram group, and you can write an interface to Google Maps that displays all those pins on the same map. And that's when it happened. Yeah, Alan initially didn't think, he wasn't terribly optimistic about it, but it all came together a little while later, and this is what we've got. So it all appears on this website, xcrt.aero. It also shows live track 24 locations, and it shows spot and inReach locations if you register them with the XC Retrieve bot. More about that later. And you can send locations into your retrieve group via SMS. So all the information is there on my website here. It's got sort of full instructions, and there's also a Facebook group as well. So it's grown, and now there's retrieve groups for pretty much every part of the country, really. This first one is a test group, and I'm going to encourage you all to join that. In fact, I may as well. I can't. Oops. I'll copy that into the chat in a minute. Actually, this Southwest Airspace one isn't a retrieve group, but just ignore that for a moment. The only one that's not really particularly used is up in Scotland. I did set up a group to try and encourage them to use it, but they do like their XC Find website. But maybe if enough of us go up to Scotland and persuade them, and maybe if they watch this video and see the benefits of it, then it might get sort of adopted up there. So this is what the XE Retrieve website looks like on a day like today. In fact, you can see down here we've got a spot. Sorry, an InReach. Yeah, actually, it needs to be updated. It says DeLorme, but it's actually an InReach location from Ollie. All these little paraglider and hang glider symbols are from Live Track 24. The different color of them means is how recent they are. So something that's red has been only up on the screen for maximum 15 minutes. If it's orange, then it's between 15 minutes and I'm trying to get this right, 15 minutes and an hour. If it's yellow, then I think it's longer than an hour. And actually that sort of more refers to XE Retrieve pins, which we'll have a look at in a minute. I think these Live Track ones, if it's over an hour, I think they just go clear. I'll check up on that. So looking at another area of the country, we've got a whole bunch of people down in the is that the Pennines? Live Track 24 pins all sitting on a hill there. Someone called Scraggy. Now this you'll see there's a clickable link here, Live Track, to go straight to their Live Track, but we can't actually message them here. There's no link to message them via Telegram. We'll come on to that as well. So let's do a demo. And I'm just going to have to escape this and end the presentation. Oops, have I ended the screen sharing? Let me just copy that link. Right, I'm going to paste it in the Zoom chat window. That's not going to help because you're not going to be able to. Well, if you're running Telegram on your PC, or if you're watching this on a phone, then click that link in the chat, and it should take you to the test group in Telegram. And the reason why there's a test group is that we can play around to our heart's content. All right, a load of people. Excellent, excellent. That's good. We don't need everyone to join. It's just if you want to sort of join in with this. We can drop pins to our heart's content in the test group and not sort of disturb real ones. Right, let's just go back to sharing my screen again. Come on. Share screen. Right, so some of you have joined the test group, which is brilliant. So the way the system works is you're in your test group, whether that's the test one, just for messing around in practicing, or whether it's the real one, like the Southwest Retrieve group, or the Lakes and Northwest Retrieve group, or the Central Retrieve group, whatever. The basic premise of it is you land, you pack up, or you land, and when you're safe, drop a pin, which is just done by paperclip, and then location, or you can use the live location. So you drop a pin in your retrieve group, and you send a message that includes the hashtag hash map. Hopefully we all know what hashtags are in the age of Twitter. It's just something a word that's prefixed by the hash. So the system, XE Retrieve bot, recognizes certain hashtag messages, and hash map is one of them. And what it means is when you send a message, after you've dropped your pin, that message will appear on the XE Retrieve Google map. So you've landed, you've sent a message saying like landed safely, just packing up, anyone nearby, hash map. And then the idea is you'll open up your phone, open up XE Retrieve on your phone, see if anyone's maybe landed nearby. And if they have, you can message them, say, do you want to share a taxi, or have you got a retrieve driver coming, or something like that. Then if you move on to another place, like you've walked to a road, then you drop another pin and do another message. Finally, when you're at a railway station, or you're back at home, or you're in a car on your way home, don't forget to do a hash cancel message, which turns your pin white, clear. So at the end of the day, if people are watching this at home or at work, if there's any yellow pins still out there which haven't been cancelled, it's a sort of alert system, you know, are they okay? And their buddies can check up on them. So, right, time for the demo. So I'm going to stop this share. So you might like to open up XE Retrieve, XERT on your computer. I'm going to actually do this on my phone, so I just need to share my phone screen. So just give me a second. So hopefully you can see that now. So let's just, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just bear with me a second. I'm just going to open up Safari so I can see it in the background. Can someone answer this question? Are you still seeing my iPhone, or are you seeing?
Yeah, I can still see your iPhone at the moment.
Still seeing my iPhone. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I'm looking at Safari now. All right, I can see some people have dropped some pins already. Brilliant. So going to Telegram, into the XE Retrieve test group, and I can see all these people have already done it. Sean's done it. Richard Shirt has done it. Well done. So for those of you that don't know the system, you press the paperclip and then location, and you can, if you don't want, actually, you know, if you're doing this, say you've done a flight and you landed somewhere, you might actually think, well, I'm packing up and I'm just going to walk to the road. You know, I'm not actually going to give my current location. I'll just give it to the road. You can, within Telegram, you know, scroll to a different location, or if you're just practicing this, you don't have to give your exact home location. You can put it, you know, somewhere else if you want. So in the middle of the River Avon, send this location, and then I'll write a message saying, oops, bit wet. And then don't forget the hash map. And then if you're looking at your browser with xcrt.aero in, you will need to make sure the area is set to test. So I'm just going to, well, actually, whilst you're still looking at my phone, I might as well open it up on my phone. Safari. Oops, actually, I've already got it open. XE Retrieve. So you click in the top right-hand corner and you get the menu. Choose area equals test. And whilst you're there, you can see there's all sorts of other areas that have been set up. So it's quite fun setting it to Euro Alps and see if you can spot Kriegel out there. So test. And now we can actually see 4 people have sent positions, sent pins on the test system. So I'll click on myself. and it will. Oh, yes, it's really zoomed in. I thought I was in the middle of the Atlantic then. It's just really zoomed in. So you can see now we've got, it says who it is, the date and time, message at Tim Pentreath, directions, you can get to it, and then you've got the message I actually sent. Let's just have a look at other people. Richard, yeah, you can message him. Sean, I'm just trying to find someone who we can't message. No, okay. This is good because it means you've all registered your. No, I'm talking rubbish. Yeah. Yes, it means because it's got because each of those pins have got the option to message someone. What that means is in Telegram, you've set your Telegram username. If someone doesn't have a username, then you don't get this option to message them. And so it is quite useful to be able to message people because, for instance, I could have landed close to Sue, for example, and if I didn't have my username set, then she would see a pin there and she'd see it's me, but we could be in different retrieve groups. And thus she couldn't actually message me. So this is why we'll just switch back to Telegram. If you go into your Telegram settings and just edit, you've got the option here of setting a username. So set yourself a username, then that means that other people can just click on you on the map and message you. Right, we've got some more people coming in. So just looking at David Thomas's, unless there's another one. Yeah, David, you have just done hash map, and as far as I can see, you haven't actually dropped a pin. I'm just scrolling up. So you see where everyone else has dropped a pin, you know, you've got a map, and then people have done the messages. You haven't actually dropped a pin. So the system doesn't actually know where you are. And just looking at Simon Fouracres, you've dropped a pin, which is fine, and then you've just done hash map. That hash map, just on its own, isn't a great deal of use. I'm not being mean. Let's just click on you, Simon Fouracre, because all you actually see there on your pin is hash map. So the idea of the hash map is to actually put something useful, like you know, landed safe, packing up, walking to Dorchester, and then do the hash map. What the hash map does, it tells the Telegram bot or the XE retrieve bot to put that message alongside your pin. So if you send a message without hash map, then your message won't appear on the main XE retrieve map. Does everyone get that? So in this, carrying on this sort of retrieve scenario, I'm just going to go back to Telegram. Okay, yep, Simon, yeah, you've now put your message there, so that's brilliant. The bot will only ever show the most recent message after your pin. So yeah, like Sue's done another message. So if we now click on her pin, it might not update just yet. Yeah, the system only updates every minute. If you want it to refresh, you can, rather than refreshing the whole page, just click the little circular arrow. So now if we click on Sue, we can, here's her new message. So it's the original pin, but now it's got a new message. So if you want to do a sort of, if you want to add to your message once you've landed and sent a first message, then you can actually go and edit your message. Oh, okay, David, thank you for that. So no one can see my iPhone screen. That's not very good.
I think I can see it, Tim, but I think it's probably frozen.
Yeah, that's okay. You can see the. Okay, I'll just stop.
It's frozen
and then redo it again. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Right, so I've been talking. How long has it been frozen for?
Since 1:45.
For 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine though, because it's been making sense for me in a way.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a real shame. Let's just do a little recap. I mean, yeah, okay. I need to have it on my screen so I can see it as well. Yeah, so here we've got someone, Darren has just landed, chilling with a beer. So if we go on to XC retrieve, we can see Darren and his message. He's just there. So let's just work through this example again. I'm going to drop another pin. So this location will completely override my previous one. And I'm going to go all the way up to somewhere near Darren. Can't remember where he was. Not as far as there, somewhere down here. And then I'm going to say, just landed. Map. I'll now look at, oh, okay, there's my pin, there's Darren. So even if Darren was in a completely different retrieve group, because he set a Telegram username, I can just click here and it will take me straight to Darren here, and I can then go and message him. Right, let's just have a look at the map again. We've got quite a few pins on there. Once they've, as I say, once they've been up on the screen for sort of 15 minutes or so, then they turn orange. Then after an hour, they turn yellow. And once they're cancelled, and you do that by sending another message, so, and another pin if you want to, it's up to you. You don't have to. So I can just say meeting up with Darren for a beer. Oops, a bird. And then do hash cancel. We switch back to here. You'll see already my pin has gone white. So that's, at the end of the day, if it's been a good XC retrieve day, you can, sorry, a good XC day, you can turn off any extra clutter if you like Live Track and Spot and Delorme So you've just seen
Can
that.
I ask a question?
Yeah.
On the map, I can't see the test group pins. What am I missing?
Sean, okay, you need to go to set the area to test.
Oh. Where's that, Tim? Oh, right. Okay, UK.
Yeah, got it down the bottom.
Yeah, got it. Sorry, thank you.
And once you've cancelled, your name disappears off this list of names at the top of the screen here. Just whilst I'm at it, you can obviously show different map types, and this, I think the available, I know the map types, it just comes from Google. The other thing you can do is, so I want to find my way to, well, actually Darren wants to find his way to me, but I want to find my way to Darren, let's say. So I can just click the directions to here, and it will open up in whatever is the default sort of navigation app. Okay, it knows I'm in Bath, so it's saying it's a 4-hour drive, but obviously if I was actually at this other pin, it wouldn't be so far. Other things you might need to know about: if you're a retrieve driver, and in fact not even a retrieve driver, if you're walking to someone and you're using this map to sort of to navigate, what you probably want to do is actually, yeah, here you go. Here's the choice of what navigation app you want to use to navigate you to. So yes, the next one down, it says your location updates slowly, infrequently, using low power, or fast and accurate, which obviously uses more battery. But if you're driving and wanting to pick someone up, then you need to set it to that setting, so that you've got your position is accurate on the map. All right, what else can we? Oh, yeah, this is actually, for some reason, this live track, these toggles actually don't seem to be working. They still seem to be on the map. Another tool there is on this map is the measure tool. So this is actually quite nice when if you're sitting at work or at home watching people, you can get them, you can see how far people have flown. I can't actually read that writing. It's 48.3 kilometers or something. It's a bit unclear, or something like that. But so that's quite useful. Let's turn that off. We've also got flying sites on there, little black dots. Are they showing up? Might need to refresh. I might need to refresh my whole browser, I think. It's not quite behaving properly. No, I'm not sure why they're not showing up. Okay, so this is good. We've now got an orange pin here. So Sue has, she sent her pin at 1944 and it's now 2003, so that's why it's gone orange. Is there anything more on the demo that I need to do? I'm just going to switch back to the I can leave on test group. Yeah, so guys, why don't you just do hash cancels so that your pins will go clear. When you, with other types of pins or that you see on here, like live track 24, you can see there's a, again, we can get directions to that pin. We can also go and look at someone's live track by clicking on that link. So we can see Ollie's been flying down on the coast in Devon or Cornwall. You can get a similar thing with his InReach page. Click that link and it will go to his InReach page. I won't bother sort of looking at that in more detail. And it does the same thing for Spot if we could find a spot on there. So sir, when you click on these pins, that was a good example. So this is a live track 24 pin, and we've got the option to message Yannick. Let's just click on this one, Scraggy. See, there's no option to message him. That's because he hasn't registered his his live track username with the XURetrieve bot. So that's another good reason for registering your live track 24 with the XCR bot, and I'll go into that. So again, I can just click that, and even though actually I have messaged Yannick before, I've sent him a list of all the retrieve groups. But even if I hadn't messaged him before, I would still be able to do that. Right, I think I'm going to stop sharing this now and go back to my presentation. Okay. So we've covered, you know, the hash map, looking at XURetrieve Aero and clicking on pins to message people and get directions. If you move to a different location, drop another pin and send another message. And then at the end of the day, when you don't need any more assistance, don't forget the hash cancel message. So what inevitably happens at the beginning of the season is that people will do a message first and then a pin, or they'll just do hash map and then a message without a pin altogether. So the idea of really this demo is to try and stress that it's always the pin first and then the hash map message. Right, so let's go on to looking at the bot. I'm getting lots of pings. I presume they're just cancels in the group. So
Tim?
Yes.
Sorry, I've got a quick question. Do you need to be the next message that puts the hash map in after your pin? So if somebody puts in like another message in between, does it then correlate your map with their message and stuff?
No, you can do it sort of like 10 minutes later after 50 other messages, and it's no problem at all. It knows the map is from you, and it knows the message is from you, so it links them together.
Yep, great, thanks.
Right, so the bot, it's just it's a user called XCR_bot, and the reason you need to interact with it is, as I've said, so you can, well, for one reason you can set your live track 24 username, but there's all these functions available, so you can actually That group message one is not really one you'd ever particularly need to do. So live track 24, if you've got a spot, do the /spot command to set your spot ID, /inReach to set your inReach ID. You can delete an ID if you've changed it. Activity, you've got different activity types, whether it's hang gliding, paragliding, or even driving. And in fact, if I just go back to the very first slide here, if you look carefully, you can see there's a car icon. And that's because someone has set their activity to driving, and they appear on the map as a car. So if you're a retrieve driver for the day or for the afternoon because you've bombed early, then yeah, set your activity to driving, and that will be quite helpful for others. Right, let's just go back to here. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the XCR bot. So stopping sharing that. Share. Oh, let's just share the whole desktop. Yeah, that's probably easiest. So this is Telegram desktop. Let's just have a look at what's been happening in here. Anything cold in the river? Okay, brilliant. So yeah, a few hash cancels maybe. So yeah, search for the bot at XCR underscore XCR bot. Now, I think if you have never interacted with the bot before, you obviously won't see these sort of previous messages. It might just show it as like a user, and you sort of, for instance, let's just click off that and go back in here. Like, it might just show something like this, the equivalence of this. And if what you need to do is click the send message option, it'll be slightly different on your phone, but you need to actually interact with the bot. You effectively need to start chatting with it, and you do that by clicking the send message button. But because once you've interacted with the bot once, then it'll be in your list of Telegram chats. And I think the very first time you do it, there's a button at the bottom here which says start, and you click that, and then it will come up with this list of commands here. So just looking at that, we were talking about activity. So just to click that. So you've got PGHG, driving, or default. So the default will be whatever you've got set up in live track 24. But if I was driving, yeah, I should have mentioned earlier that sort of car, or this option refers to your live track 24 icon. So if you're live tracking whilst you're driving, set your activity here to be driving. I want to go back to to my default, which will be paragliding. Oh, how nice. Who's Nicole? Some random person. Block user. That is the one drawback of having a Telegram username. It does mean other people can contact you. So you do occasionally get these random strangers trying to either sell you foreign exchange services or Bitcoin or just wanting a chat. /help gets you these messages again. So that is how you interact with the bot. So if you want to set your live track 24 ID, you click that and then just set it. Going back to the slides, yeah, this shows the live track 24 and the difference between someone who set their live track 24 user ID, Yannick, versus someone who hasn't, Scraggy. How do you set your InReach ID? And your Spot is very similar. So jumping to Safari, what you have to do, you just checking everyone can see my browser screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see it.
You good. So you
Yeah.
log in at explore.garmin.com, you go to the social tab, and you need to make sure your map share is turned on. And when you do that, you'll get given this, or the option to customize your map share URL. So this bit at the end here is your InReach ID. So you need to know that. Once you've done that, you go into the, you go into the bot. But actually, I'm just going to go back to the PowerPoint. What the bot needs is your sort of public feed, i.e. this. So when your map share is effectively a sort of, it creates a feed that's available to programs, and it has all your tracking points or any messages in it. So the bot needs you to have at least one position in that feed for you to be able to register it. So for example, if you try and register your name, your ID, and you get this message, no location found in feed, what it means is that you've never, you're doing this for the very first time, you've got a brand new InReach and there's no track point in the feed. So you need to go outside, turn it on, turn tracking on, and just get at least one position in there. And then you can go back to the bot and do /InReach and register your ID, and it will come up with a message saying ID saved. So that is using the /InReach command. I assume if I just send something, yeah. If you can just ignore it by doing another command. Yeah, so like I said, doing your Spot is very similar, and I'm not going to go through it because I used to have a Spot. I have heard of, I think Spot might have changed the way they do their URLs. So if anyone has got a Spot and has difficulty registering it, or they don't know what your ID is, let us know. We'll try and get that sorted. Another thing that the system could do, which is quite, is if you're in an area where you've got no data signal, but you do have one bar edge, like really poor signal, but enough to send a text message. You can text a position in and a message to the group. So what you need to have done first, though, is in Telegram, when messaging the bot, you need to do the /SMS command to register your phone number with the bot. And you also need to set an SMS group. So that's telling the bot, when it receives a text message from you, which group do you want it to be sent to? So I'm a member of a whole bunch of groups, but I'm just going to send it to the test group here. And you're welcome to play around with this, do it to the test group, but obviously remember, when you finish playing around with it, set it to your test group. I'm going to, hello?
Sorry, Tim, it's Marcus.
Yep.
Just a quick question on the groups. I wanted to get onto the central group, but I think the Thames Valley Telegram group's got an old link. When I click on the join. So do they expire, these links to these other three groups?
It's probably just changed.
Okay.
But hang on a second. I will paste all the groups
Brilliant.
into the test group, so you can
Nice one.
I'll just copy this whole bit of text.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. So if you're in that test group, you'll see all these now. So yeah, let's just do I'm just going to stop this share and go back to my phone. Share my phone again. Okay, so this is how to do the SMS sharing. When you register your phone, it will give you the text number, the SMS number you need to use in order to for it to work. So I've set up a contact called XU Retrieve SMS. So you need to give them a position, and the position has got to be in one of quite a few different formats. If you've got an iPhone, then I've just recently discovered that the Compass app lets you do it pretty easily. So you can just press and hold on the coordinates there and do copy, switch back to messages, just do paste. The only thing with that, you have to put a comma in here. And you can do a message like, hi there. And you don't need to do a hash map at this stage. It all just goes with the, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Hi there, testing. Let's just send that. Go back to Telegram. So it's come through very quickly, and you can see exactly how it's come through. So it's got the coordinates, and it's got my message there as well. Obviously, if someone tries to reply to that, they're not going to be able to necessarily, if they click on @TimPentreath, say, they're not necessarily going to be able to, well, they can send a message, but I won't get it because I've probably got no signal. And if we go back to the map and go back to my location, we'll see we've got a red pin there, and click on it, and it's got exactly the same message there. Now, the only thing about SMS pins is you can't actually cancel them. If I do hash cancel, I think all it does is probably on this pin. Just need to refresh it probably. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Yes, I cancelled it in Telegram. I don't think you can send it. I think if I'd sent hash cancel as a SMS message, that wouldn't have done anything. Right, let's turn that screen sharing off. Go back to the presentation. So there's a bunch of different formats here, and I'll share these slides for what they're worth. But all this information is on the instructions on my website. But yeah, I'll share this in the various retrieve groups. So yeah, on Android phones, I'm sure you can just copy from Google Maps or something like that. Right, where are we? Yeah, and I think this is almost it. If you're going abroad with some mates and you think, oh, it'll be nice to have our own little retrieve group for keeping track of people, it's very easy to do. You create your own group in Telegram, just add the bot into it, just as if you're adding a mate to that group. You then log on to the XE Retrieve config sort of area, and you request your group be added to an area. So if you're going to the Alps, it would be Euro Alps. You might be going to Colombia, so you could request it being added to the Colombia group, or Colombia area, sorry. So areas, there's a number of areas around the world: Australia, South Africa, Colombia, UK, etc., etc. And within each area, there are a number of groups. And so you're requesting your group to be added to a specific area. I think, oh yeah, I'm just going to leave that for now. So let's just share Safari again. Right, if we go into the, can everyone see my Safari screen, XE Retrieve? Let's just have a little play around with some of these other areas. Let's see what's been going on in Australia today. Okay, it's saying no locations available. Let's look somewhere else. Euro Alps. So it's good fun. They've obviously had quite a good day out in the Alps. You've got a gazillion. So this will show everyone's, all LiveTrack 24 pins, regardless of whether you've registered with them bot or not. It's just, it shows everyone. And sometimes if you're lucky, you can look in Switzerland and you'll often see Kriegel. He lives around there somewhere. And then, you can go and look at their LiveTrack and stuff like that. So it's quite good fun. So yeah, do create your own group. It's very easy to do. It's no hassle for Alan to create them. And it means you can, keep track of each other very easily when you're on the ground. Obviously, there are other ways of doing this. If it's like just 3 or 4 of you, you can, in Telegram, you can do your live location sharing and all share to the same group. But it's up to you. Right, back to the presentation. Yeah, if you are doing it as a commercial sort of enterprise, if you want your group to be hidden so that it's not, we can't just go on here and see your students or whatever, then it's like £1 a month. It's something minimal if you want to set up for a fee. A couple of things that are hopefully in the pipeline. The ability to send a message directly from an inReach to a specific retrieve group. It can be done. A chap called Alex Springer set it up for us last year when we did the Gumball Rally, and it was really useful. But his code just sends it to one specific group. He sent his code to Alan, who is going to look at it and hopefully sort of integrate it in. So rather like you can send a SMS message to a retrieve group, you'll be able to send an inReach message to a specific retrieve group. And I imagine if you can do it for inReach, you might be able to do it for Spot, but that's not there yet. And the other thing is FLARM integration. You can currently link your FLARM ID to a LiveTrack account, LiveTrack 24 account, but there's a bug in LiveTrack 24 that means that whatever in your FLARM device, you will have, you say you're a paraglider or a hang glider. The bug is that when that data comes through to LiveTrack 24, you appear as a sailplane, and as a sailplane, you don't appear on XE Retrieve for obvious reasons. We only want to see hang gliders and paragliders and retrieve drivers. We don't want to see hundreds of sailplanes on there. So Alan is looking at the possibility of sort of, you know, some sort of workaround to show either FLARM devices direct from the OpenGlider network or via LiveTrack 24. But, you know, let's say only for those people who registered their LiveTrack 24 username, for example. So yeah, that is the end of it. I've probably rabbited on far too long. Has everyone got it? Everyone got it sussed? We can do some more live demos. I've seen a few questions in the chat, which I've only just started looking at. Sue saying, what is DeLorme? I think I covered that, but DeLorme is the old name for InReach. Yeah, someone, oh yeah, Richard's written that, thank you. David Tullett, did you suss it out? Yep, he's got it, yeah. Any more questions, anyone? No, from Flavius? Yes, apologies about the technical failure in the middle of that. But good, I'll put this up on YouTube. I'll probably do a bit of editing so that I cut out all that bit in the middle, or maybe I'll just re-record it so that it actually makes sense according to what I was saying. Good, yeah, any questions? Just ask questions in the test group is the best place, and play around to your heart's content in the test group. The beauty of the test group is that it is just tests, and when you're on the normal UK area, you don't see any test pins. Right, have a good evening, everyone, and here's to the first cross-country day of the year, sometime soon, hopefully.